What was that? What? Where is that coming from? What? Hey! Oh, that is not good. Somehow, I think fire is not the best weapon against whatever these are. Okay, one more. Ah! Any more? Is that the last of them? Ah! That really stung. And I'm hungry. Oh, it looks like there's more of them up there. More of something, anyway. They just crumbled into dust. Ash, more like. Well, that's interesting. Where are the other two? Here's one. Do they all have ore on them? And a ruby. Well, if I'm going to get attacked by horrible ash creatures, at least I can get something good off of them. Well, let's get down to the coast. Hopefully there will be few of them that way. And before we go any farther, I'd better have a bite to eat. Do you have any food on you, Rumarin? Pork or stew sounds good about now. Oh. I think that might have been a little bit too heavy for the first thing in the morning. This is going to be a long trip home. Oh. Great. Whoa! Ow. Ah! The thing exploded. So I'm thinking I may want to acquire a new sword before we do too much exploring on this island, because everything is on fire. So I guess this is what happens to Spriggans when a volcano erupts. What? I thought I heard something else explode. Maybe I'm just a little bit paranoid now.
As a child, Etero and I would pass time on the road by playing wither-shells. A fine day to you, then I replied, better than the last.
Whoa.
Can't say the others appreciate it. Dare I say they were rather annoying. Especially so.
Fair enough, Rumarin. Did you see that? I'm beginning to rethink this whole plan of going to the coast. What is that? Whatever it is, it does not look friendly. In fact, it looks anything but friendly. Normally I like to give the benefit of the doubt, but I think now might be a good time to just attack or sneak around it. If we don't have to get into a fight, that might be better than antagonizing whatever this thing is. We'll keep an eye on it. But hopefully it won't notice us. That's not good. That spider is on fire. Ah! It jumped at me. I am really starting to hate this place. Ash everywhere, things on fire, popping out of the ground, jumping at my face. And whatever that thing is. Maybe I should have just stayed in Skyrim. Maybe dragons are better than this. But there's that whole end of the world thing to contend with too. Ugh, no good choices. Okay. Let's be careful here. This looks like the sort of place that bandits like to hole up. Or more of those ash creatures. And it noticed us. Be careful, Rumarin. You alright? Yeah, let's stay low. You don't see any more of them, do you? There's another one up there. Pretty sure that's not a bandit. Natchez. Who would have thought? Think we ought to do a little bit of netch hunting before we head back? There was that alchemist. I know. Looks like a family, though. Here I am getting sentimental about netch families. Interesting. Nice. Let's, be on the lookout for more of those. I don't think we have to sneak around these. Oh, great. Around that, however, it looks like we might have to. Well, Actually, it looks like we're not going to avoid that fight. Let's make this count. That did not count for much, actually. Okay. That was painful. You might not want to stand too close to these either. Okay, what happened here? I suppose we can guess what happened. Who is this man? Looked like he was either preparing to travel, or he just landed on the shore. Is that what I think it is? An amulet of Mara. And a ring. Gods. He must have been planning to propose to someone. Well, maybe we can find out who he is and return these to his fiancée. Anything? I suppose he doesn't need these anymore. There's no note, no journal, no papers of any kind. That's a shame. Wait. Maybe there'll be some clue in here. I don't suppose he was connected to that ship somehow. Or that hut? Well, let's check this out first. It looks wrecked. But somebody's been here. What? Oh, no, 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 no. 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 These things are everywhere. Was there another one? It's running. Do we really want to chase this thing? Maybe we should just let it go? Just a thought? Okay, maybe not.
Somehow I don't think we'll be hearing the bards sing on this one.
I won't be anyway. More niches.
A bandit once told me I picked a bad time to get lost, which got me thinking, is there ever a good time to get lost? I suppose if we were on our way to Lord Bruma and ended up in a tavern, then it would be a good time. But only then.
I could use a good tavern right now. Well, Let's see what we can find. It's hard to say how long this place has
Really
been.
should put up a sign outside this camp. On one side it'd say, warning, bandits. On the other it'd say, beware, adventurers.
You think bandits have been here? Maybe. That one was closer. There we go. I need to be a little more delicate with these lockpicks. This is one of those pendants that merchant in Raven Rock was talking about.
Maybe if we ask them nicely, they'll leave us alone.
You seem pretty convinced there are bandits here. I don't know. There does seem to be a basement, though. Could you use a backpack, Rumarin? Here, come here.
We heading out? Let me just conjure up the energy.
You're always complaining about me giving you things to carry, so...
Right, let's trade.
Let's see if this makes you any happier. It's pretty similar to mine. No?
If I die, I want you to bury me in a coffin made of pie.
Let's just not die. How about that? Alright. If you think they're bandits, we'd better be careful. There's someone. What was that sound? It's like an...
Calling my bluff when he rolls dragon eyes. The fool.
Just need one good haul.
Yeah, that sounds like bandits. Looks like them too.
Bandits are always complaining about their illegitimate children.
Shh!
If only they knew we were about to kill them, they wouldn't whine so much about the little things.
Is someone there?
Nah, you think? Oh, Ramarin!
Yield or flee, your choice. No.
Out of the way, please.
Was your mother a foamer, or are you just hungry?
Ramarin, you might not want to get in my way when I'm shooting bandits. Though, these are kind of cramped quarters. Sorry. Alright. Let's see what's going on here. Huh. Rodolph, light and strength. I feel your words are not your own, and I worry dearly for your health. I beg of you, please depart that blasted isle and return to solitude at once. My nights have been almost impossible to bear without you. To lose you would be the death of me. My love, if you do not return soon, I will come for you. Well, I assume that one of these two was the man that we found on that beach. It's unfortunate. I do hope that the other is someone we can find. At least we have names now. The Lusty Argonian Maid, Volume 1. And Volume 2. And stamina potions. Right. I can tell what one of these bandits was doing. I'm not going to ask which one. What did they do to all the books? Barbarians. A journal. I've arrived in Solstheim and moved into an old house on the hill by the shore. Whoever lived here before is long gone. I can see well out into the waters from my vantage here, and I can hear all things behind and around. Dunmer bandits who wander the woods at night, but I don't fear them. Maybe he should have. There is a calling from the depths, a rumble drone that sings to me at night. That sound. I've started sleeping in the basement and keeping a knife near. The call is loudest down here. I will to be ready for whatever is coming. Something happened to his handwriting here. It is as if a great machine reverberates beneath me. I tire of waiting for the caller underneath to emerge. I walked to town and bought some digging tools. Shovel, pick. I started to break down the wall behind the bookshelf and dig down slow going. I put the bookshelf back when I finished digging. Why? No house guests here, but I feel I have something to hide. Something went very wrong, and it wasn't just bandits. How can I make Bjorn hear what I have heard? I must not lose him, yet I must remain in this place, for I know I will know the truth soon. The murmur in the earth and I, we talk. I lay my head against the dirt. Fire from the deep. I hear it. That sound is not reassuring. I'm gonna go ahead and gather up these books. Dwarves. Another volume of the Wolf Queen. Not sure if I have this one or not. I left most of my books behind in Skyrim. Someone was very interested in the dwarves, at least, and the other races of Skyrim, it seems. Killing before you're killed. I'll take a look at that later. The sound's getting louder over here. The bookshelf, he said. Right. Let's be very careful down here. What is that? And who is that? Well, I think this may be the other half of the pair. A letter. hard to read. Bjorn, do not come to this place. I have not much self left. The earth will take us both. So I'm guessing that the man on the shore was the person who lived here, and this is his love. Gods. Arcay, watch over these two. What is going on here? This is strange. I don't recognize this coin. Is this... I don't know. The stonework here looks Nordic. But these gears, this machinery, it looks like it might be Dwemer. Not that I have much experience in such things, but... Is this what was calling to him? I think it might be a good idea if we don't stay down here too long. A lot more of these coins. And this is a strange weapon. I don't like the looks of it. I think I'm just going to leave that one here. Come on. We'll have to leave these two. But if the gods have any mercy, they'll be together in Sovngarde at least. I can hope for that. It's getting dark. We may have to camp tonight. I don't really like that idea, but if we don't find Raven Rock soon, that might be our only choice. And I think we're not going to go netch hunting tonight. Do you hear that? There's... What? Someone's in trouble. Ugh. More of these ash creatures. Oh, sorry. Are you alright, Rumard? And are you alright?
Thanks. I wasn't sure I'd make it off this farm alive.
Farm?
Wish I could have said the same for my man here.
You must be... one of the guard from Raven Rock. Am I glad to see you? But what were those things?
Some of the Redderin Guard have taken to calling them ash spawn.
Makes sense.
Me, I don't care what they're called. All I know is they're a danger to Raven Rock and they need to be stopped.
So how did that bring you out to this... farm? Though it doesn't look much like a farm to me.
I was going to search for clues that might lead me to wherever they're coming from. I know it isn't the best place to start, but we know they've been coming from this direction.
I did see a few of them out in that way. Well, I suppose I'm probably going to be facing some of these anyway, so maybe I can lend you a hand.
Good. I can use all the help I can get. Besides, I don't feel comfortable leaving Raven Rock behind. And I'd hate to lose any more veteran guard.
Oh, I see. Well, I can't blame you, but I don't particularly like being thought of as expendable. Very well then. What do you want from me?
We were searching the farm when the ash spawn ambushed us. Have a look around and see if you can turn up anything useful.
Alright. Though first, why do you think the attacks are from this farm?
I don't. All I know is that the ash spawn are coming from this direction, so this is as good a place to start as anywhere else.
Oh, fair
Good
enough.
thing the farm's been abandoned for a long time. I'd hate to see what they would do to an unarmed farmer and his family.
How long has the farm been abandoned?
Not sure. I was told it was an old Imperial farm that was wiped out by the eruption of the Red Mountain. Not certain who lived there. It was already a pile of rubble when I arrived in Raven Rock.
Well, I suppose it makes sense that it doesn't look much like a farm to me then.
Time to teach this.
What? Oh. It's not one of the
Glorious again.
spiders that jumped at my face, but it does not look like a pleasant creature anyway. Huh. I don't think I want to eat that. Alright, let's look around. Well, I suppose I see how this could have been a farm. Maybe we should search these ash spawn, or the dust they left behind. The ones I've seen before, yeah, had some useful stuff on them. Though I don't know if it'll tell us anything useful about where they're coming from. This one has a note. I wouldn't have thought these creatures, I don't know, intelligent enough to write. But it has the Imperial seal. That's strange. Let's see what it has to say. Raven Rock Stronghold. My calls for the unconditional surrender of your forces and an immediate cessation of all hostilities have been ignored numerous times. I therefore have no choice but to assume your purpose on Solstheim is hostile and to treat Raven Rock Stronghold as an enemy of the Empire. That's preposterous. Preposterous is a difficult word to say sometimes. But how can Raven Rock be an enemy of the Empire? It used to be a part of the Empire, and it was given freely to the Dunmer. I warn you, any attempt to breach Fort Frostmoth will be met with an equal level of aggression. I will do everything in my power to wipe you and your forces off the face of Tamriel. There will be no further communications between us. General Falx Carius, Garrison Commander, Fort Frostmoth. This doesn't make any sense. Excuse me, Captain Velis?
Have you found something?
I suppose I did. I discovered this note on one of the ash spawn.
This is strange.
You're telling
The
me.
note says it's from General Falx Carius, but that's impossible.
Impossible. I know it's strange, but why do you say impossible?
Well, Carius was the Imperial garrison commander at Fort Frostmoth, but he died over 200 years ago when the Red Mountain leveled the place.
what?
There's no way he could still be alive.
Maybe he isn't. These ash spawn Huh. I have an idea about this, but I'm not sure what to make of it yet. So what's the next step from here?
If General Carius is still alive, there must be something keeping him that way. I need you to head out to Fort Frostmoth and check it out. I'm gonna head back to Raven Rock and prepare the men for further assaults.
Right. Well, I'm not going out here tonight. I need to head back to Raven Rock myself for the evening. But I suppose that's another thing I can add to my list. So what do you think these Ashbon are?
No one knows, really. Superstitious folks say they're the risen forms of those that died long ago. But I'm not so certain. They started attacking the bulwark a few weeks ago. My men were able to kill them, but they keep coming back.
I see. You know, I was thinking that they might be some form of undead, though not any kind I've seen before. So how often do they attack?
We've had 2 other assaults on the bulwark, at different spots on the wall. I know it sounds crazy, but it's almost like they're becoming more organized and probing it for weaknesses.
So you suspect there's a motivation to their attacks? From this Falx Carius, or whoever is pretending to be him?
Exactly. Something has to be directing them against us, and we need to find out who or what it is.
Hence, going to Frostmoth. Very well, then.
Be careful. This General Carius sounds out of it.
He does. I'm just going to head back with you to Raven Rock, if you don't mind. Not that it's very far. Actually, I'm going to run ahead. I'll see you there. I want to get out of this ash as soon as possible. God, I do not look forward to falling asleep again. What? Ugh, more of them? Actually, let's go for this one. Where'd it go? Thanks for the backup. It certainly is easier to take these on with more people. Ash spawn. Yet another thing to hate about this place. Well, here's hoping that when I fall asleep tonight, I don't end up waking up halfway across the island again.